Hello everyone and welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 8, playing through the 1 pod challenge. In the last episode we survived our longest bad tide yet at 5 days. We set up some double floodgates at the exit for the lake over here. And we really started lowering this whole big ridge so that we can get some more trees planted in this area. Plus we continue to expand our production line and also get some more water wheels up and running. Now right off the bat, it looks like we have the iron bot here and the centrifuge. I guess we have 2 of them in here, but one of them is not working. And I actually just paused the second explosives factory since it was the same case he was sitting around. So clearly we need to get some more deep bad water pumps set up. So we'll go ahead and make sure the bots prioritize this, and then we'll also set the job to be bots as well. And that is going to be really important to get that set up because in today's episode I'm hoping to lower as much of this as I can, and then we're going to get some major storage upgrades set up. So far we've been using a lot of these 1x1s for pretty much everything. I think it's just kohlrabi and berries that we were able to stock up on a little bit more. But with all of this being cleared out soon, this is the perfect central location to get some storage set up. So we did run into a bit of a wood shortage in the last episode, but we do have some beavers who are down here clearing away all of these old and dead trees. And then over here we have a few other beavers and a bot working to clear some of these trees in this area. And the drought has officially started, so we'll go ahead and unpause these engines. We'll also need to pause the second number cruncher since we don't really need 2 of them running. It was just helpful to get this bot assembler unlocked for the iron bots in the last episode. It looks like we have a builder. We have a few builders sitting around here, and then we also have some in this area. So let's pause this builder's hut and we can go ahead and switch this hauling post to bots. Since we were having some of these engines not run since they weren't getting supplied any logs. And once again I believe that it's going to be worth it to pause the second number cruncher since all of these buildings were not running at full efficiency. Even now they're only running at 72% efficiency. We're going to go ahead and pause this scavenger flag and then also the smelter for now. We have a good amount of metal blocks for now. I'll keep a close eye on it, make sure we don't start dropping too much. And then we'll do the same for the centrifuge. We are almost maxed out on extract. But now we have some iron bots who need some jobs to do. For now we'll just throw them in the hauling post. It looks like they are pretty much done clearing a portion of the trees down here, so we can go ahead and get rid of this. And then we'll go ahead and extend that over here. Make sure that we have all these trees. Nope, we did not. We have to have them all marked to be chopped down. And the beavers are nearly done getting all the trees that they can over here. In fact, these 2 actually can't even reach the trees. We'll go ahead and move them over here, and then we'll look at getting a forester to replant some of these. But we'll go ahead and put back some pine for now. So now we can go ahead and get the tapper shack unlocked, and then we'll have them collect as much pine resin from here before they chop some of these trees down. So now we need to make some temporary storage since we have destroyed some of the bigger storages over here, and we don't want to actually blow up any of these resources. Although if I place this here, oh, I guess we'll be fine. It moves all the resources somewhere else. So I guess no temporary storage is needed. We can wait until we get the permanent one set up. And the dynamite's been set up over here. We'll go ahead and detonate all of these a little bit lower levels. And it looks like you can actually reach all the way back here, so we'll have him plant some more pine trees. So I'm thinking about it, and we have the tube-way station set up right here. It might make sense to actually move it a bit closer to the future storage area that I'm getting set up. And thinking about the network as a whole, having one out here is going to be a good little halfway point because I think I'll want to get one set up closer to the mine that is underneath here. And then if we have a pretty central one that leads to some of the other tube stations, I think that'd be a good idea. And then also get one set up probably somewhere over here. And the beavers did finish constructing all of this dynamite, so I'll go ahead and get rid of this. And then this guy can go ahead and plant even more trees. And the drought has finished. Thank goodness. We are looking forward to getting some more power back in the system. We're actually starting to run a little bit low on science since you could see the control tower actually uses 3 science per hour. So thankfully we had enough stored up, but we do want to get these number crunchers back up and running. And with the water wheels spinning up at the end of the second day, we'll go ahead and start unpausing some of these buildings. So now that I've been able to lower this whole section, we'll go ahead and start getting some storage set up. So we are going to be getting at least 6 storages set up on this side. I'm going to want to do the same over here. And we'll also look at getting some medium and large warehouses set up as well. right off the bat I want to get some planks and metal blocks stored. So we have the beginnings of the storage area set up. I'm going to be continuing to expand it, but for now it's not too big of a footprint, but it should be satisfying all of our storage needs, at least for now. And since we are maxed out on pine resin, and this guy can actually still collect it, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we get a new building set up. We'll get the wood workshop placed down right over here. And with the amount of extract and explosives we've been storing up, we can look at lowering this final area over here. And overall, it looks like we're in a really good spot right now. We're still running a little bit short on wood and planks, but other than that, we're actually doing pretty good on pretty much every other resource. And what I am going to do is get the last bot part factory set up. So unfortunately for this guy, we're going to actually get rid of this charging station. And so we'll get this set up here and then set it to limbs as the third bot part to be assembled. And then we'll also get another bot assembler placed on top. And we are actually rolling in trees over here. It looks like we just don't have quite enough beavers and bots to chop it down, but that is an easy fix. And it looks like we have another drought approaching. That does mean we need to get some more engines set up. We're going to go ahead and get an emergency lumber mill set up. Since we are running pretty low on planks, everything else, like I said, is doing pretty good. But we have several buildings that require planks, and I think the order of operations that we constructed them was the wood workshop, and then these two bot buildings over here, and then lastly the engine. But we're not going to be able to get to the engine anytime soon if we keep running so low on planks. So we'll go ahead and high prioritize this. This is already at max priority. And then I do want to extend our production facility out in this direction. Unfortunately, these all require planks and wood. We're not running too short on wood, but the planks are the big issue. And then we'll also need some platforms in order to set up the overhangs. And it's also going to require a little bit of rearranging for how the power shafts and water wheels work. And one thing I do want to do is actually upgrade some of these. So we'll go ahead and remove some of these water wheels and then place in some levees in order to focus the water to a more narrow channel and be more efficient with the water wheels. And just like that, the drought has started. It is an 8-day drought, nothing too crazy. We'll have to start pausing some of these buildings, including the number cruncher. Looks like the beavers finished this backside except for the few double dynamites that they can't reach. So we have the wood workshop up and running, starting to make some treated planks. And as we get some more of those, we can actually look at getting, where is it? We'll get the dirt excavator unlocked. This takes a lot of science and a lot of gears and treated planks as well. And it also takes a lot of power, which we are not doing fantastic on right now. During the nighttime when the beavers aren't working, we do have enough. But when we have these two buildings up and running, I don't know if we're quite hitting what we need. Looks like we're only operating at about 83% efficiency. Now that we actually do have some planks, we are still running low on wood. And it actually looks like the bots finished clearing out all the scrap metal over here. So we'll go ahead and pause both of these. Actually, we can just go ahead and get rid of them altogether. And then we'll go ahead and unpause these. We'll switch them to bots once again. And now we do have the tube station, which should help the efficiency of these beavers and bots just a little bit. And they did finish setting up the storage system that I had ready. Looks like I didn't get a chance to put the last dynamites down, but once we get that placed, then we can place in the last few large industrial piles, and then we can get another big warehouse on top of it. We do have a bot who is out of power. I think that really I want to make sure that we get some more things, like I want to get some more lumber mills and then also maybe some gear workshops and charging stations, but I don't want to have them too far away. So really I think the next thing I do need to do is start getting the overhangs pushed out in this direction and over here, and then start expanding our production facilities in that direction as well. And we're actually going to rearrange the power distribution a little bit. Right now we have the linchpin of this one connection that connects everything over here, but if we route another connection underneath, then I think that we can not worry about this being the main connection point. And so just like that, we got the new connection set up, so it goes underneath here and over to this area. And not a moment too soon, we had a few bots, and there still are some bots who need to charge. We had these 3 charging stations offline just for a few minutes, but hopefully they will be able to get charged up once again real quick. And the bots have almost finished placing all the dynamite over here. Looks like they have placed the explosives, it's just the extract that we're waiting on. And we should actually get another bot placed in here. I did end up switching the hauling post to beavers for now. But now that we have some bots that are charged up and ready to work again, we can go ahead and switch that back. And even though we were going to be able to lower this and get a lot more green space for trees to be planted, I do want to make sure that we have a good amount of trees planted in the future. And with all the platforms and overhangs that I want to build over here and then on this side, I'm going to make sure that we have plenty of green space. So the next place I'm going to look at is getting this area flattened out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and shift this forester over here so it reaches a wider area, and then we'll place one in the middle over here. Since right now you can see that the range of this one ends right about here, and this one ends here. And the drought is over. It will take a couple days before the water and bad water comes back. But until then, it looks like we actually finished placing the majority of the dynamite. So we can go ahead and detonate this, and then we'll get the last few pieces of dynamite laid over here. And we are finally at the stage where we can start removing the hill that's in the middle of our workstation. We'll have to be careful about the paths that we remove, since some of these are actually directly connected into some of these other buildings. Like this one, where I made the hauling post go directly above a couple of these small warehouses. So we'll have to build a second one of these somewhere else first. And unfortunately, the bad water coming back does mean that it's starting to infect some of the trees over here. But we can look at getting some irrigation barriers set up. We have plenty of signs to unlock this. It takes some wood and treated planks. We are not doing great on wood, but we are starting to make some treated planks, so we can at least place a few of them along here. We'll have to shift the path over just a little bit. Looks like the beavers are starting to place some more dynamite over here. We got rid of the top layer, so we can go ahead and place some more triple dynamite on top. Although I'm taking a look, I don't actually think I want to put triple dynamite because then this will all spill out. So let's actually remove all of this. Although I guess we really just need it to be single dynamite along the edge. So I'll go ahead and place triple dynamite back here. A little bit of double work for the bots, unfortunately. So we can go ahead and get the first round of irrigation barriers set down here. And we are actually rolling in planks now. We have over 300. Gears we're doing great on. Same with metal blocks and even treated planks. So we're going to go ahead and start getting some of these overhangs set up. Although it looks like we don't actually have quite enough signs for either of these two overhangs. And so I actually ended up pausing both of these buildings earlier since we were running so low on planks. But now we have so many. So we can go ahead and unpause both of them. And then we'll really be able to start spitting out some bots. And so I'm also thinking forward to with the tube stations. I do want to shift this one over just a little bit, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. I do want to future-proof this whole area a little bit, so I'm actually going to look at getting the tube station to run underground, and then we can have some paths be on top of that if needed. So we're going to go ahead and unmark some of these trees to be planted. And then we can get the last few industrial piles placed here, and then we'll have that final large warehouse placed here as well. Oh, look at that. They got this up and running very quickly. We'll go ahead and keep the second bot assembler paused for now. This guy is doing a good job of getting through some of those bot parts. And although I do want to get the overhang set up, which is a high priority, I think right now the highest priority is getting bots set into this job, which will then be able to justify getting the second bot assembler up and running, and it will also prevent beavers from getting injured. Since right now we have a couple beavers who are not working, but that'll be the last dangerous job that we can get the beavers out of. And oh my goodness, we are starting to have trees grow up left and right. We are in a great spot with wood right now, over 200. Planks are doing good, gears are doing good. Plus we have a lot of wood that's over here ready to be chopped down. So I'm actually thinking what we're going to do is pause these guys for now. So we'll let this kind of be some of our backup wood. And then we can shift our focus to getting some more lumberjacks over here to get all this wood chopped down. And now we can get some of the tubeways set up over here. And they'll be chopping down these trees as they grow up. And thankfully they're a little bit closer than these trees, so they should be prioritized once they are fully grown. And it is finally time to get these storages upgraded for the bad water and extract. So we can go ahead and unlock the large tank, and we'll get a couple of them placed right here. One will be set to bad water, and then the other one set to extract. And while we rearrange the fluid dump and forester over here, we can also get some more lumberjack flags to help chop down some of these trees. And we'll go ahead and continue setting up dynamite. Looks like they did place all of the tube stations right here, or all the tubes themselves right here. And with both of these log piles emptied, we can go ahead and remove them. And then we'll get rid of these small water tanks. And then it's going to be a minor adjustment, but I am going to move the tube station just over here. And then we'll get some tubes going down and underneath this path. It's going to be a little bit of a headache to have to remove this path temporarily, but we have enough space that we can route the beavers behind this whole storage system. And we can go ahead and get the last section on this side set up with tubes. They just need to place this last explosive, and then we can work our way over here as well. Looks like we are once again out of planks. I just realized I had both of these lumber mills turned off, so we'll go ahead and fill all of those. We'll need to reduce the amount of haulers we have for now. And we did just have a drought start, so I'll have to go ahead and turn on these engines. And I think we're at the point, and we have been for a little bit, but I've been procrastinating it. We can actually go ahead and start removing some of this area over here. But first we need to get another hauling post set up. And we can get that placed right over here. We'll have it switched to bots right off the bat. We'll high prioritize it, and then we'll make sure that we get rid of this one as soon as we can. So I am going to keep the storage for the bot heads and bot limbs and bot chassis right over near here, since we don't really need to have a huge stockpile of them. So we can get rid of this hauling post, and that means we don't need either of these two storages. And so temporarily there's going to be some heartache. We'll demolish these stairs, and then we'll get a platform set up, and we'll have this connected in right here. In fact, we could actually make some of these storages, so we'll actually pause that and then get rid of these. And now that we have all of this rearranged, we can go ahead and lower this here. And we can go ahead and continue extending the dynamite path over here. Don't want to get rid of that one quite yet. Although it looks like we're actually doing fantastic on pine resin right now, so we'll go ahead and pause this. And then we'll pause this beaver. And then we actually will go ahead and remove the path over here. And we will want to make sure that we don't actually injure any beavers. So we'll have to time this a little bit carefully. Looks like this is a good time. Okay, so no beavers or bots are harmed. And then we'll have this final piece of dynamite placed down, and I think that should be it for this stretch. And then I think these are waterproof. I've heard some of you guys saying that it's okay if these go in water or bad water, which I hope that is the case, because this guy is going to be dumping water into here. So we'll switch this to bots for now. I want to make sure that that is correct. Although I do think, unfortunately, that the water is flowing past all of the tubes. So that is not good. I'll have to move this over just slightly. Yeah, it doesn't look like the levels are increasing at all over here. We are starting to have more and more bots needing to be charged. We are up to 32 in total, which is a whopping number. And with some space freed up over here, we'll go ahead and get 3 of those placed down and high prioritize these. And before we actually finish this, I'm going to actually remove these, since we'll get another engine set up because we're not running at full capacity. And then we can fit 3 of these charging stations on the end here. And oh my goodness. Wait, did I? Oh gosh. Okay, well I guess I trapped these bots up here. We'll get a staircase set up for them, high prioritize it, because we do not want to detonate this and make them go boom boom. And the drought has officially ended. We are now beginning cycle 16. Seems like the cycles have been flying by. Although I am pretty used to hard mode, which that has a lot longer droughts and bad tides. But hopefully we can get these chargers set up pretty quickly. Looks like we are a little short on gears. We have plenty of planks, but we do have both of the gear workshops up and running now. And it looks like they just finished constructing all these charging stations, which is fantastic, because now it looks like our beavers and bots, specifically our bots, are no longer desperately needing a charge. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's video. We made a lot of progress. We completely cleared out all the hills over in here. So we'll need to start filling some of this space. We have already started filling some of the space over here with trees. And we got our major storage upgrade. So now we are not relying on those little 1x1 storages. We have also made excellent progress getting all the dynamite placed over here. Looks like we have a few sections left. But for the most part, we're in a good spot and we'll be able to detonate this in the next episode. There are a lot of trees over here, and we will definitely be turning these on since we only have 7 wood right now. So if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. It helps keep me motivated to making content for you guys. And with that, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.